Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am making these Spritz cookies from a vintage cookie cookbook, and to make this even more special I'm actually going to use a vintage cookie press as well. So this is the book that I'm using from Betty Crocker. This is the 25th printing, I think, and that was 1979, but it appears that this book was originally from 1960s, so it's pretty cool. It's actually like such a cute cookbook. I'm so happy that I picked it up. So I knew that I wanted to make this recipe as soon as I saw it, because a while back I had picked up a vintage cookie press, so I thought this would be the perfect combo to make at Christmas time. So here is the vintage cookie press I picked up. I was lucky enough to find this for about $5 at a really big flea market. I'm not sure the actual age of it, but to me it kind of gives me like 50s vibes. The box itself is a little bit tattered, I guess, but the press itself looks like it was barely used, and it appears to have all of the parts. So I gave it a very good scrubbing just to be sure, for my own peace of mind. But it really does look like it's not really been used much. And I did find a plate that was a Christmas tree, so I figured that was perfect. And then I just picked another one that was kind of like a star sort of spiral pattern. Alright, so the first step was to add some softened butter into the bowl. If you're not familiar, I'm a vegan, so I'm just using some vegan butter for that. Then I added in the sugar. And then I had to also replace the egg, so this is the egg replacer that I was using. It's just like a powder that you mix with some water, and it does the job of an egg, so it's pretty cool. And then added in the salt and then the extract, so you could choose any. I think it said vanilla or almond, but I personally prefer almond in that type of cookie. So then I just had to cream that all together. Once I finally got that all creamed together, then it was time to add in the flour. The recipe said to use the dip method, which I didn't know what that was, or I'd never heard of it until I read it, but apparently that's the method that I just do naturally, so that was fine. So then I just mixed that all up, which took quite a while to get it completely combined. Okay, and once I got it all fully combined, I decided that I was going to dye it into two different colors. So I split the dough up, and then I got some red and green, perfect for Christmas. So then I went ahead and added in some of the food coloring to each one, but to be honest, it took forever for me to like get the color completely combined through the dough, so I'm just going to skip over that. Okay, so now that we're done, after probably 20 minutes, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the dough into the cookie press. It said to do like a quarter of the dough at a time, so I'm just gonna split each one in half and do it that way. It's pretty easy. Just pop the plate in, put the dough in, screw the lid on. So then all you have to do is kind of wind the handle down, and that's just pushing the dough towards the plate, and then eventually it reaches there. So like I said, I've never used one before. It was surprisingly a little harder to turn than I thought, and it didn't really come out right away, but it definitely was like a learning curve, like getting used to how much you had to turn it in order to get enough dough out, and then it would just drop kind of. So it was interesting. I definitely think they look cute, but this is very time consuming in my opinion, and they can sometimes not look the greatest. There was a few that looked not like a tree at all. I feel like I want to say that cookie presses today don't work quite the same way. I feel like it's more of like a trigger situation, so it would probably go quicker. I could be wrong about that because, like I said, I've never used one before, but I feel like they would have made it easier by now. Maybe. It's definitely a learning curve. So the first one that came out there definitely wasn't even stuck together. I'm not sure why, but I do feel like this plate was a lot more forgiving in how the cookies looked than the trees, because the trees could look like a blob if you didn't do it quite right, whereas these ones just kind of, they're more forgiving. My preference would definitely 100% be the red ones. I think they just looked a lot better when they came out. Would I make cookies this way again? I don't know that I would be excited to do that, to be honest, but it was a cool experience. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.